Hi, gals. Taking a walk with my pups. They're behind me there. There they are. Hello, puppies. I really have stuff I want to share with you. So I'm going to try and keep this short. Might have to come back and do another one. But got a lot on my mind because I am at the beginning right now of a 7-day live event that I do. I do live events approximately once a month. And I love these. This is the real connection. You know, I do connect. I do the snippets, which is really a one-way, right? Me podcasting out, you listening. Kind of the same here with the strolls. I do hear back from you. And of course, I have women in my world and clients and all that. But the live events, right? That we're together. There's more women. There's the energy. And it's so beautiful. But here's what got me thinking this morning. I don't know where it came from, but it came across my path, a quote that I've heard many times. You've probably heard it. It's attributed to Einstein, although I looked it up and no one's actually sure if it's Einstein. Doesn't matter, but it's the idea, and this is probably more a paraphrase than a quote, the idea that we can't solve a problem with the same mind we use to create the problem, right? So this is exactly why my live events change lives, because we need new ideas, we need new thoughts, we need a new mindset, we need new perspectives. And all of us, myself included, have this crazy idea. Yeah, I used the C word. This crazy idea that we can stop drinking on our own. And until this idea is smashed and thrown out, never to be entertained again, we will continue to fail. That's the one thing that we've got to go, look, that idea, out, gone forever. No room in my consciousness for the idea that I can do this alone. But we don't do that. We wake up in the morning and we go, all I have to do is not drink. What's the problem? I won't drink. And then we try again and then we fail. And then, it's such an old, boring story. It's just, addiction is so boring. Just living the same life over and over. What a waste. But anyway, when we try to do it alone, we're trying to solve the problem with the same mind that talks us into drinking every time we don't want to drink. That's never going to work. Never. It just isn't. And so we realize that, but how far are we willing to go? Well, what we do is we say, oh, I know, I'll listen to podcasts or YouTube videos. I know Quit Lit, I'll read some Quit Lit or listen to them on Audible. I'll get more input, new ideas, so that I'm not trying to solve the problem with the same mind, blah, 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 right? Now I'm by the creek, it's quite lovely. Well, the reason that doesn't work is that it's just inputting information and cycling it through our own consciousness, which is the same, and the results come out. We get new ideas, we don't implement them, because in order to implement new ideas, we need accountability. So, you can see why there's so much power when we get together. So the women come in when I do these events, going through a little bit of a maze here. And we're together in WhatsApp, plus I'm going live each day, and I'm giving homework each day. And this is how the majority of the women who change their lives in my world start. They start with one of my live events, and you can see why it's so powerful. Suddenly there's new energy, new ideas. And when our mind tries to talk us into something ridiculous, which it always does, all we have to do is go into the chat, share the thought or the idea or the struggle, and it's immediately dispelled. Psst, all the energy is just gone. It's like popping a balloon. Come on, puppies. And to that end, I want to share a quote not a quote, but one of the women in my client group sent this message this morning, and I memorized it. She said, because I knew I couldn't read while I was walking. She said, I'm so glad you gals were here because I was going to drink this morning, but I decided instead to contact you, and that changed everything. So that's the power of a group. Instead of drinking, she came in, asked for support, got it, and didn't drink. See you next time.